everyone! I just want to take a moment to remind you, you should scroll on down and subscribe to my channel. I upload videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoy this and want to see more. I have another new fun video coming up on Tuesday, and I've already filmed it, and I love it! I'm excited to show you guys. So, today's video is going to be like a first impressions video on some of these E.L.F. holiday kits. I have two. So this first one is the E.L.F. Nude to Bold Looks eyeshadow palettes. So it comes in this nice big box like this. And the second one I have is the E.L.F. Luxury Brush Collection, and it comes in a box like this. So first off, I want to start by saying I love these packages. How cute is this? It's got like some metallic on it, this cute little design, but it keeps to kind of like the E.L.F. basic theme over here. So both of them, all of their holiday collection boxes have this same type of packaging. So I think it's gorgeous and I love it. So this eyeshadow set was $15. It does say so up in the corner. And then the brush collection was $20. So I just saw that these came out the other day at work, and I wanted to stop and pick up a couple. They have like, I don't know, 10 to 12 different holiday sets. These were two of the bigger ones. There are a lot smaller ones out there as well that are out at Target, which is where I got mine. So I wanted to pick these up and kind of take a look at what they were like and help expand my E.L.F. collection. So let's jump into these. So I will warn you, I have taken these out of the package before because, number one, I've already filmed a tutorial with these. I wanted to do a makeup look, so I did that prior to videotaping this one. Also, they had a lot of extra packaging on them, so like they come out in this little tray. There we go. So you like take them out of the box in this little tray, and then it comes with these 4 palettes. Nice, nice. Story of my life today. Please follow me on Snapchat as well, because you will see what a horrible day I've had. But they each come in these individual palettes. And the palettes had a lot of extra packaging on them, like when you open them up. So I did take them out to try and help get a lot of that extra packaging off, so that this video wouldn't take so long and I wouldn't have to do as much editing on that factor either. So this first one I took out is just the top one. It is the bronzed palette. Each of them has a name on the back. You take them out, and each of the palettes comes out with like a full mirror down here. It's really cute. I'm trying not to blind you guys. And then each of them has 4 shades, and the palettes just kind of like shut magnetically. The packaging on these is super, super cheap. No offense, E.L.F. Not your best. You have a lot better packaging for a lot of your other palettes. So like, what this stuff sits in, this is just a foam like container. You can kind of see that I'm pushing it in. And then each of these little squares does come out, and this one keeps falling out is why I'm kind of holding it. But I'll show you. Yeah, so each of these comes out. So I guess you can insert them into your own palette if you wanted. And kind of like the packaging shows on the front, you can take this foam piece that contains them all. You can take it off if you wanted as well. And these just sit in by foam. So it is super cheap, and I did just get eyeshadow all over my hand and kind of make some nail marks in this brown color. That was nice of me. Just destroyed it. But yeah, so packaging is kind of cheap, but I really like these eyeshadows. I will swatch them for you. So this is the bronze palette. It's a super nude palette, and it comes with this kind of light highlighter color, and it is shimmery. You can't really tell it, but it is a shimmer color. And then there's this peachy. Each of the individual colors doesn't have a name, so I'm sorry about that. But this peachy color, it's like a good transition color, is a matte. And then it comes kind of like this bronze color, which also is glittery. And then this dark brown chocolate color, which is also a matte. So I'll swatch some of these for you. We'll be swatching all of them, but here is what they look like. So this is the dark chocolate, which is gorgeous. Super pigmented. I love it, but it is kind of, it's like a smooth texture, like they're really creamy, but it is kind of like powdery at the same time. And then here is this kind of bronze glitter color. Here's the peach, and then here's that light color. So they're all highly pigmented in this palette. I really like that about them. But what I have found by just swatching these and by the little bit that I have used them, they do have a lot of fallout. So when I was applying them on my face, I didn't necessarily see the fallout, but especially like when you dip your brush in, it's super powdery, so as long as you tap off your brush, I haven't really had a problem with like the fallout on my face. It's just they kind of make a mess of the palette, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that's the bronze palette. Okay, so just moving on down the line, the next palette is this palette called Nude. We'll open it up. And this is what it looks like. This is the palette that I'm actually wearing today. And this comes with like a super light pink. It's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's actually almost the color of my nails. Almost like a skin tone pink. Super, super light. And this one is a matte color. And then it comes with this, it kind of looks brown on camera, which is weird. But it's a purple. It's kind of like a dark lavender, like a lavender purple with some brown undertones in it, and it's also a glitter color. And then here is this kind of like a dusty rose, pinky-ish purple color. And then this one is also glitter. And then this plum violet purple, which I love, and it's a matte color. So it's actually what I'm wearing on my eyeshadows today. And if you want to see this makeup look, subscribe to my channel. It'll be up on Tuesday. It's awesome. You have to watch it. So let's swatch these guys. And like I said before, this kind of produces like a lot of chalkiness when you dip your brush in or you try and swatch them on your fingers, but they are all really pigmented, and as long as you tap off your brush, I didn't have the issue of getting a bunch of fallout on my cheeks. So here is what they look like. Here is that dark plum purple. Here is this one that's kind of like the pinkish purple dusty rose color. Here is that like lavender with some brown undertones, and then this light pink out of the palette. So super cute, super pigmented, awesome. They went on really well, if you can kind of see that. So I love this palette. This one's going to get a lot of work in my life. And then the next one is this palette called Drama. So this is starting to transition into the smoky. It's like all of these palettes are supposed to be like a nude to smoky look to just like scale it out. And here is this one. This is a super smoky palette. Lots of drama going on. So we have a silver, and then this one is sparkly, and then we have a matte royal blue color. This is a matte black color, and then this is like a dark violet plum color, but this one has glitter in it. So, and all of these glitter shades aren't like huge flecks of glitter. They're just like the small, really coarse, fine pieces of glitter. So it's nothing that's going to make it look like costume makeup or anything like that. So the only one I don't really like out of this palette is this blue. So here's the silver, here's that blue. The blue one isn't very pigmented, is what I realized. It's, I don't know, it's just a really light color. So either you would have to use like a setting spray with a wet brush, or like a good primer, or maybe a combo of the two. If you want to use this as like an all-over color, that's what I would suggest. And then here's the black, super pigmented. I don't know how I'm going to use that black. I'm not a huge black eyeshadow fan to begin with, and that one's like, woo! And then here is that purple, which I do really like. That would make a beautiful smoky eye. I could even incorporate that with what I have right now. But just this blue is getting me down, which I don't wear a lot of blue eyeshadow because I don't think it complements blue eyes very well. It's just a weird combination, so I don't know. For me, it's not that big of a deal because I probably won't use that one anyways, but for people who do like the blue, you might have to use a setting spray or something for that color to really pop and show up. Okay, and then the last palette out of this set is called Party. Ooh, party time, everybody loves a party time. Anyways, weird. So this is what this palette looks like. This is like a bold, pretty out there set of colors. Not stuff that I would wear very often. I'm not sure how much use this palette might get out there in my life, but okay, so we have this peachy color. It's straight up peach, like the crayon, like when you have that color crayon and you draw like people with it, that peachy color. It's exactly what this is. And then this is like a nice teal. And this peach is a matte color. This teal has some shimmer, and then this is a brown shimmer, just a good all over transition brown color. And then this one is like a light brown / gray, maybe like in between that two, like a brownish gray. And this one has some glitter in it as well. So let's swatch these and see what they look like. Ooh, this palette is gorgeous. Okay, so here's what they look like. Here's that peach, super pigmented. Probably need a really light hand to use that as like, this might be like an all over good if you want to do like a fresh face type of thing. This could be a good all over color. And then here's that teal. That teal is super pigmented. This might get some use in my life just as a little accent or a little pop of color, more than just that blue, because I don't know, it would go with my eye color a little bit better than just a plain blue eyeshadow. And that brown is gorgeous, but you know, brown's a brown in my world. And then here is that like grayish brown color. It's really pigmented. It looks like it actually might be a shimmer color. It doesn't look like it when it's in the palette. It looks like a matte color, but when you swatch it, it looks like it has some shimmer in it. So that's gorgeous. It's like a taupe. It's a really good taupe color. That's what I was thinking. So that'll probably get some use in my life. It's gorgeous. I love this. Whew. These palettes are awesome. And $15. Can you believe that? $15 for, what did I get? 4x4 is 16 colors. Granted, it's a little under $1 a color, but seriously, they're such a good quality. Maybe a little bit of a fallout issue, but E.L.F's kind of known to have that, so I guess I kind of just expected it. So, well worth the $15. They will be awesome. I will have to do a lot of tutorials using those, which, reminder, hint, already have one coming on Tuesday. Subscribe, wait for it, be excited. Ah. So let's move into these brushes. Here's what they look like. So for those of you who are familiar with like the E.L.F brushes, they have 3 lines of brushes, which after I took this out of the packaging, I recognized some of them from online. They have their ones that come in white handles. I have some of those. It's this. This is their $1 line. They're super affordable. They aren't exactly like the best brushes in the world. They all have like pretty loose bristles. This is one of the brushes I actually broke. Oops. So, I mean, it's not awesome, but for $1, it's not too bad. Some of the brushes that come on that $1 line, though, are spectacular, and you don't need to go anything above that. These ones, which are black handles with, one second, I'm trying to get them out. These ones, which are black handles with brown bristles, and these are $2. The other ones that are $2 out of E.L.F are these ones with black handles and like the orange tops. This is their professional line. Yeah, so this is their $2 line. It's called the professional line. What is this white one called? I guess the white ones are from the professional line as well. Like, they have like, but I know these ones are $2 and these white handled ones are $1. So I don't really know why they're both called the professional line, because they don't actually go together, obviously. Especially because they have like, this is a bronzing brush, obviously, and they have a bronzing brush out of this $2 line that I'll show you. So I don't know why they're both professional. Anyways, rambling. So, nevertheless, most of these brushes are $2 except for the Kabuki brush. This first one is the E.L.F. Professional Total Face Brush. I don't know how I feel about this one. For a total face brush, the bristles are just like too long for my liking. I like the way the handle is, and I like how thick the handle is. And the bristles are extremely soft. I like that, but it's a little too loose and too long. Like, I wish it were kind of cut off at about there. Like, the tip of them came up to where my fingers were. So I'm not exactly sure how much I will use this one. I might just use it to kind of help blend stuff out and together, necessarily than like putting on my setting powders or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. And then this next one is the E.L.F. Professional Bronzing Brush. Woo! Which I like this one better than that $1 bronzing brush I showed you earlier. The bristles are better on it, and they are a little bit more dense and short. So I actually find it better for sculpting out. I did use this one today. So yeah, I do like this one. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they are a little bit more dense and shorter, so it's a lot better to like sculpt with and do a good contour. So yeah, I really do like this one. So I was really excited to get this in the package because I did break my bronzing brush. So I went back to using my blush brush to help contour with for a little while, and that's just not fun. You really need more brushes in the world. Let's see. So this next one is the E.L.F. Professional Foundation Brush, and I already have this brush in the white handle. It was like the very first makeup brush I bought, and I don't know, I don't like foundation brushes like this. I don't use them for foundation. I either use a beauty blender or a flat top brush, like a stipple brush or something like that. So I don't use it for foundation. I do use this for concealer every now and then because it's really good for just getting up in there and just patting in my concealer, and it can get you a pretty nice definitive line versus like a circle brush because it is obviously flat. So I do like it for that, and for maybe blending out on the neck every now and then. It is also good if you want to like do a strong contour with. You can do it like that, but I don't know. Not a huge fan of these brushes. I don't reach for them very often, so that was just kind of like, okay, that's cool. This next one is the E.L.F. Professional Powder Brush. So I do like this one because I only have like a stippling brush and the E.L.F. Studio Blush Brush. And that one is like, I mean, it's kind of pointed, the blush brushes. So I really like the way this one is just a circle. It's nice and uniform. It is kind of a flat top. It's really nice and soft and moves a lot. So I've actually used this one for blush today, and I liked it better than my blush brush. I feel bad saying that. I don't know if I'm going to use this every day for blush, but I do really like this one. I will reach for it quite often. If it's not every day, it's probably going to be like every other day. I like it a lot. I'll use it a lot. It's really, I mean, it's a really basic brush. It's pretty loose, so it's not really like a contouring brush, but who knows? I think it'll be good. Okay, so the next one is this E.L.F. Professional Fan Brush. And I never really understood the point of a fan brush. I know a lot of people use them for highlighters, and they're really good for that, but to me it was like, I just don't see the point of spending money on something that's like so basic and so little when I can use other brushes to get more of a highlight, because I love a nice highlighted face. But I used this one today, and I actually really like the way the fan works. In a way, it really makes lightly dusts on top of the cheeks instead of like mixing it so much, so it's like this nice area of highlight, I guess. This brush, however, I mean, it's super, super cheap. No offense, E.L.F. It's not very good. It's pretty poorly made, I'm not gonna lie. The bristles on it are like scraggly and uneven, and they came out of the box with some that are like longer than others, but yet like when you tug on them, they're definitely still attached down here. It's not like it was just falling out or something, and they're like super wavy, so this isn't a very good quality brush, but it did give me the opportunity to try out a fan brush, so I probably will go buy a nicer fan brush now. The next one it comes with is this E.L.F. Professional Brow Comb and Brush. I already have one of these. I don't use it, so yeah, I mean, I'm not going to really use this one either. The next one is this E.L.F. Professional Eyeliner Brush. It's just like a thin, flat top. I don't use gel liner. I only use liquid liner that comes out of a tube with its own brush. So I won't use it for that. However, I may use it to help like put up concealer after I do my brows to give it a little bit better of a line. I could also use it to like smudge out when I want to do like just a pencil liner and help smudge that out, or put stuff along, or put eyeshadow along my lower lash line. Yeah, that's all I can really think of it for though. The next brush is this E.L.F. Professional Concealer Brush. It's another one from their $2 line. It is like a really small bristle brush. I've never really seen a concealer brush like this, but it is kind of like rounder at the top. It doesn't really come to a point. It's just like a big round, kind of like the C brush or an eyeshadow brush. So I don't know. I probably won't use it for concealer because that would take forever to put it in. It might just be another like putting eyeshadow on the lower lash line, fixing up around my lips or around my eyes. I guess I would use it as for concealer up here, so I guess that would make sense, but that's all I can really think of. The next one is this E.L.F. Professional Eyeshadow Brush. Now, I do have this one in the Studio line, and I also have this from the White Handle Professional line. I like the one in the White Handle better than the one from the Studio line, actually, because the one from the Studio line sheds on me really bad, and the bristles are so much stiffer in it, and I'm not sure why. I don't really like it for that. In order to put eyeshadow over my entire lid, I like a little bit looser so that it really captures the eyeshadow and I can pat it in so I can form it around my eyelid a little bit better when I pat it on. So I do like these. This is exactly like the one in the White Handle, nice and loose, really, really soft. So I'm just happy to have throwing things. I'm just happy to have a second one of these so that like if I'm filming, that's one less brush I really have to clean before I film. So that'll be nice and handy to have. This next one is this E.L.F. Professional Lip Defining Brush. I don't ever use lipsticks or lip glosses or anything like that that I have to put on with a brush, because that's a big hassle in my world. I don't like things that are a lot of work, I guess, so I won't use it for that. However, I did use it today to help smoke out eyeshadow underneath my lower lashes today, and I really liked it for that. It's kind of like a circle. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is. It's kind of like a circle flat top brush. It is pretty loose though, so it's not very good for like putting on concealer or anything like that. But if you just needed to like fix a little mistake even, that might be good, or just help clean up. So it'll be used for that in my world. And then this last one is the E.L.F. Kabuki Face Brush. So I completely understand why people love this brush. I used it for the first time today, and I'm obsessed with it. I don't know why it took me forever to finally get one of these, but it was well worth it. This one is actually $6. Their Kabuki brushes are a little bit more expensive than the rest of their brushes, but it is so well made. It's nice and densely packed, but the bristles are super soft. It just feels amazing. And I used it to put powder all over my face to set my foundation today, and it worked excellent. It's nice and light and easy to handle, so I can completely understand that. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. So I love this brush. I will reach for it probably every day. Probably. Maybe not, but probably. So that is the end of it. I would highly recommend both of these kits, and looking at all the other kits that were in the display, I would probably recommend most of them. There are a few products, I think maybe 1 or 2 products out of each package that I don't like, but that doesn't mean you wouldn't like them. So if you're a huge E.L.F. fan like myself, I would go to Target or CVS Pharmacy or anyone who carries E.L.F. products, and they're probably putting out these holiday kits. Like I said, I got mine from Target. And take a look and maybe try something new. That's kind of why I bought that eyeshadow one. I've never really tried a lot of their eyeshadows, but I hear really good things about it. So I thought I would just get one big kit and try a bunch of them. So that's kind of the fun thing about the holiday kits, is that you can just get something that's usually reasonably priced and try 1 or 2 products. And I always find something that I like. So yeah, run out, try some E.L.F. products or try something else. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on Tuesday.